Wright and Tony Pettitt, bassist and guitarist with Fields of the Nephilim. Now, the new album's a lot different than the last one, I would say. Are you pleased with the way it's turned out?
Yeah, really pleased.
It's taken a long time making though, hasn't it?
Really, it took us a month to record it, and mix it as well. Yeah, it didn't take a great deal of time to make.
Was it recorded a lot differently than the last one?
Not really. No, we tried the back line as one thing again. Further, we just sort of get the band's feel about it, just playing together. So we did the back line as one thing. So it's put it along the same lines, and we've linked it along the same lines, where we've joined it all together and everything, but obviously we couldn't use the same material.
How long does this material take to gather then?
Well, it's sort of, most of it was done over quite a short period of time, which was around about, I don't know, sort of 6 months, like sort of getting something together and then working it in live. We didn't just sort of go away, write the whole thing and then record it. Like, a lot of it was sort of probably about 6 months old.
Yeah, it's Phobia, the third track on the album. Is that one you used to play live about a year ago, but you've changed it a lot?
Yeah.
Possibly rearranged it, that's all.
Yeah.
I mean, some of them were old ones, but we didn't want to just lose them, so we've had to put them down. But most of them.
The majority of it's like sort of at least, majority of it's like 6 months old. There was about 2 tracks that we wrote that hadn't been played in live. We like to play songs in live in general,
So what's working that way?
Yeah. Carl McCoy, the vocalist, is not here at the moment, so he can't really speak to the lyrics, but
yes.
they seem to have changed a lot over the last year. The lyrics seem to be, I don't want to say slightly repetitive, but there's more words occurring in the songs, like with Moonchild saying blue water. Would you comment on this at all?
Well, the only comment I make on it, I mean, is, what is it? No, it tends to write about this sort of same sort of subjects, which basically, like you say, it is a question.
Yeah. I mean, Iggy Pop once said, that he'd seen a program with some guy who said, your letters no longer than 25 word kits, and all his songs were repetitive, no fun, and certainly it seems to be more catchy. Yeah. People remember lyrics more that way, and that seems to happen with Moonchild and Blue Water to a certain degree.
Yeah, I think with his lyrics, I think all the songs are connected anyway. They're definitely sort of connected.
There's a theme running through the whole set, really. It takes you up and down, sort of lyrics are part of that whole thing.
I mean, when you say sort of lyrics changing and stuff like that, we used to sort of do a lot of repeating some of the earlier songs we had, Trees. There's a lot of repetitive.
Trees Comes Down, you mean?
Yeah, and the first half of that, just, I don't think it's changed that much, really.
Now, the album title, The Nephilim, is a bit...
It's a good title, isn't it? Sadly, people get the name right at last.
Is that the reason you chose that?
I just thought, that was appropriate at the time. We could have gone on, they won about it. We just got calling it the Nephilim. It's not a statement as such, but...
Just it was summed up.
Yeah, summed up the time and feeling of the album. So we thought it was relevant.
It's almost like a first sort of album, if you like, really.
Yeah.
It's good. It's like Dawn Mode is just like a collection of the songs we got together over the first 3 years. Otherwise we never got it recorded. Whereas this one was it was an album.
That was as a sort of mini album as well, wasn't it, really? This is more of a long play than...
That's right, yeah. I mean, it was intended as a mini album, but it
went over the time.
It was still like the same length as most mini albums anyway.
Yeah. Now on this album, this track Celebrate, Carl's vocals sound a lot different on that. It is Carl singing on that track, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Buddy Guy.
No, it is, yeah.
Why the different style of... didn't seem to be as much reverb or echo or...
It's just, we wanted to
do something that was under the top.
It was,
It certainly seems to fit the song. I think maybe it was a deliberate choice to do that.
Right, yeah, I mean, it's the way it suited it. I mean, we could have easily whacked a load of reverb on it and made it sound like it was recorded in a bit hall or something, but it's that sort of song that's a really close sound. I mean, originally it wasn't even put on the album, but it was loads of it, so we ended up doing that.
There's a track on the album called Watchmen, and on the back of Blue Water you said, thanks to all the Watchmen.
Yeah.
And there's references to Cthulhu in Last Home for the Lost. Is Lovecraft and that sort of type of literature interesting to the band? Do the band draw influences from that?
I think individually,
not personally, no. I mean, there's a lot of different things that go around as a band sort of feeling. Because we spend so much time together as well. But I mean, generally the lyrical side of it, it's just Cole's real personal opinion.
So yeah, there is a couple of us probably where you
Yeah.
sort of show Lovecraft stories and things like that.
Can't be
I
sure,
mean, like,
but I can't read.
In a recent interview, I don't know if it was Carl quoted as this, but he said in an interest lying in the mind and psychic dormant powers. To the band feel a lot about this.
Talk about it a lot, yeah, but
What specifically are you getting at?
we're not getting at anything. You see, what you're on about is the lyrics again, because it's a tangible thing. We get all our ideas and things, it's a feeling to us, the music. It's just, you know, that's why we write, because it's how we're feeling at the time. We're all pissed off, you know, we start writing out slow, moody, really moody things. You know what I mean? And this is just his way of putting his sort of, a bit of spice in the pot, and it's just his sort of feelings at the time.
we can't really speak to him, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Is he definitely the lyrics person?
Oh yeah, he writes all the lyrics.
He writes all the lyrics, yeah.
Well, I want to ask the next question then.
I mean, it's like the way we regard Cardigan's lyrics was like it was 1/6 of like what's going on here. I mean, it's not the music and the lyrics. It was just like another member of 1/6 of the band.
Yeah.
Sort of, I think it's like Carmen Boy.
Do you regard him as being like another instrumentalist, really?
Yeah, you can use it a lot like that. In the early days, we used to use synth.
And saxophone as well?
Well, yeah, we used to double up on the sax and play the synth. But now Cole's sort of, we've gone rid of that side of it now, because Cole's using his voice a lot better. And on the LP, you can hear it mixes in the blends really well.
Yeah. Are you going to be doing this live as well?
Pardon? Well, I think it comes across live sometimes, yeah.
What? Doing what like?
Hi.
Using the synth?
Want to see that?
Oh, but yeah, we was like considering maybe doing it, something like that.
Yeah.
Because it just like adds to the atmosphere. It's quite good.
There was references to war, that, you know, increasing march towards war further in the human race at the moment. In a recent interview, and someone was quoted as saying, if it became primeval tomorrow, it'd be interesting to see who'd survive. What was being referred to as?
What do you mean, who would be left?
Yeah.
Well, I think it would be like interesting to see who
All the squeaky people, wouldn't they?
No, I mean like it's not necessarily the biggest, strongest person that survived either.
Certainly with the earlier tracks, there was, you know, an underlying theme of open spaces, and like in the new LP, there's a lyric, "We dream of familiar places." What attracts the band so much to
We
open
don't like
places?
cities at all. I don't mind cities, but I mean, we don't live in London. We live about 30 miles north of London. And when we get out of London after, you know, practice or whatever we're doing, it's just so nice to get a bit of space, you know, sort of breathing space. And that's always stuck with all of us. Whether we go on tour driving, you know, it was a real interest. As soon as you get out of the cities, it's a lot better.
What was it like in America?
Well, there was just so much travelling about, really.
Extremes,
yeah, it's so extreme.
From hot to cold, from like incredibly built up to like incredibly like vast.
How far did you go around the States?
All over there.
All over. Like, we started in California, like worked all the way in California, then we did Midwest, then we started up in Boston.
Worked our way right down to Miami.
So it was like a little bit of everything we saw, you know.
It wasn't long enough to actually come up with an opinion about the people or the place.
Is it because you rushed about too much?
Yeah, you do. There's never enough time, you know what I mean? If you're going to sort of tell people what you think of America, you've got to have a pretty...
It's like hotel rooms.
Yeah, well, it's just motorways and hotels. The clubs, the people are outrageous individually. You put them all together, you know, in a crowded hall. They're really sort of quiet. You can hear sort of pin drops after the numbers. They're all standing there with their gobs open, like, you know, it's just quite strange.
I've heard you like to watch westerns before you record. What do you like to do before you do a gig?
Beating the bishops.
Does that get you in the right frame of mind?
Nah, I told you, we don't sit there much. We get walk down the videos on us all the time.
No, whatever, like you feel like that day, I suppose. It's not no set. There's no set sort of wind-up technique like voice.
What's the machine brain of the band that was referred to?
It's just everything in general, the whole workings.
All the sort of technical side of it, you know, all the fiddly little knobs, funny and furry things. So
You mentioned in recent interviews as well, you've got a lot of people working on different ideas for the band now.
Wait, how do you mean?
Well, videos or...
Yeah, we still keep our hand in the majority. I don't think we do. We like to have a big hand.
Yeah. Well, 23 Envelope took over the new album cover.
Yeah.
Not really, no. It was well, it was, I mean, it was sort of come from us. Like, it was more sort of directed from us, like, really. I mean, like, me and Cole went out, with the photographer to make sure the photographs are right. Basically, we told him everything we wanted, then he interpreted that in his own way, like, so they didn't just sort of take this up and over that. We like to get our fingers in every pie, you know?
Yeah, definitely like the videos.
Like, with, even as far as probably some of the marketing goes in, like, with like posters, what they're going to do, like the t-shirts, we've got to see everything, you know, it's got to be to our sort of spec, if you like.
What gave Cole the idea for using contact lenses a lot? I mean, different coloured contact lenses on photographs and videos. Was that an idea you all thought about? Or?
I think he'd always wanted some contact lenses, like when he first knew, so he wanted to wear them. They look really good, you know. So.
Right, in the video, Preacher Man, it's supposed to continue in Blue Water. I haven't seen the Moonchild one. Is this a thing that continues around the story?
Yeah, Preacher Man and Blue Water were sort of, they were a bit out of our control.
Yeah.
Bit dodgy,
really. A lot to do with it, but it just got totally out of control, really. I mean, do you remember when the heavy winds were all around, like last year?
Yeah.
Talking about the Queens either. It was really blowing trees down everywhere, and we did the video in Wales at that time. It was raining sort of valley, and it just pissed on us all the time, you know, so we ended up finishing it off in the studio. It was totally opposite to what we wanted.
Which one was this?
Blue Water.
Blue Water, yeah.
Things did go sort of slightly wrong, we're still pleased with them. But I mean, if you look at Moonchild and compare them, that's
I haven't seen that one actually.
That's more like what we were about.
It's more sort of along the lines, there's no sort of actual performance in it. Because I mean, performance videos, I don't know, we might try one sometime, but they seem to be pretty grotty, like every performance video I've seen. I think I've seen one which I liked, which was a Nick Cave one.
Yeah.
Mercy Seat, that was a good performance video. It's got a good atmosphere in there. But most of them are just like squeaky clean videos.
Which brings me on to the live video, which you've got coming out really soon.
That's from the Town and Country. It was done on the first night, 2 days we did that. Yeah. That's come out well happy with it. Because I mean, it really does conjure up the atmosphere of the evening. So as a live video, and, you know, different angles and all the smoke and most scary.
It's just like that. It's funny because we watched the live video of Stones yesterday, didn't we? And it was really like clean and like really.
Just Stones in the Park?
No, it's one that they did about 10 years ago probably. No, not as long about 73. No, it was 73. Anyway, it was just like really clean. It looks really like, you know, horrible. So the live video is more sort of probably what, you know, the atmosphere you get a gig, it's a bit grainy in that anyway.
Earlier this year I saw you at the International Tour in Manchester, and your set had changed a lot from the year before. You dropped a lot of the older songs from the set.
Just new tunes.
Is that, are you trying to drop the old songs from your set altogether, or was that just to air the new
material?
material?
For about 3 hours a night if we kept all the songs.
Yeah.
I mean, like, the way we look at it is it's better to progress and move on. I mean, it's good to like put some old ones in there because it's like a good reference point for people that probably might only know the old ones.
You speeded power up a lot.
We've dropped power.
Yeah, we're not playing that at the moment because we've got like basically we've got songs to take their place, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, we probably did speed power up a lot because it was so easy to play, but we made it really fast.
Chicken Shack George, wasn't it? Chuck-headed guitar though.
You've always been renowned for having a very good following in the Bonanzas.
Yeah.
Are they still as devoted as they were?
Totally, yeah. Stacks of them. Don't know most of them now. I mean, the original sort of core of them that we've known, they've been following for ages. Know all them.
Yeah, I mean, like some come, some go, some, you know what I mean, add on. I mean, people can't do it for years.
Yeah.
Obviously, the people that they've got to get on with their lives.
Yeah.
It takes
There's a lot of
chunk of their lives, you know, following us around if they can't want to come on every tour.
Yeah.
So I mean, sometimes like you'll see one person on a tour that you haven't seen for the previous 2 tours, like because he's managed to get a bit of time off and come along, you know.
Yeah, work and horrible things like that.
There was a lot of violence attached to them one time though, about a year ago.
I think that was because they were just, what was basically happening was because we were starting, you know, supporting Zodiac and something else. And as we was progressing and sort of our crowd were becoming totally apparent when they were there, like, and they had to put, not their foot down, but they used, in the earlier days when we used to play in places like Croydon and that, there was fat lips going around all the time and they was getting the wrong end of the stick. So I think now that we're sort of headlining, it's not so much. Like it is our crowd and there isn't any conflict.
I haven't seen any real violence in this tour yet,
It's not really, it does tend to put you off a bit, you know.
Most of the violence has come afterwards outside,
Yeah.
you know, from outside people.
Last year you've moved on a lot in the last 12 months. How are you doing financially now from the last year? Paul's got a new pair of jeans. Have you?
The old one, isn't it?
Yeah. Have you got a bigger PA now? And
Well, all your back line, our back line, we own it at last.
We do invest, like, I mean, so like, you get more money per gig, don't we? So like, we invest in like better quality equipment, basically, but we're not sort of like that pitch really, you know. I mean, we only sort of managed to come off the dole at the beginning of this year.
have the press's reactions changed to you over the last 12 months or so?
Yeah, I mean, 75% of what we was getting from the press was pretty bad, wasn't it?
First instance,
Yeah.
I'd say 99% of it,
Yeah.
really.
Well,
They're-
really kind.
They're a bit more sort of willing to accept
Changed
us.
a few of their thinking, changed a few of their minds. I mean, actual people who come up and said they saw us 3 years ago and they'd done a review and then said, well, you know, what's this Cowboys from Stevenage business?
It always seems to be in this country you have to build up a credibility.
It's a different thing altogether. Like the journalists in America, they just sort of really did their own work. They were well into what you were doing, and you could talk to them, and it was really interesting, you know. And they were sort of just enjoyable interviews, you know. But over there, when you're doing, it's like you're pitting your wits against the fella all the time, you know. And you ain't going to find out nothing that way. It's funny, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, as soon as someone comes in like with a,
What do you think of the sisters?
you're really trying to they're really trying to get inside your head straight away. It just makes you want to close up. That's why a lot of the interviews that we've done have been really, really naff, like, because blokes got off on the wrong foot with us to start with, you know.
Well, he's done with a preconceived idea, I think, and try to just get you to say things that will substantiate what he's thought originally.
I mean, I find the best way to do an interview, like, whatever it is just like have a conversation with the person, you know, with a few questions, maybe. It's much more real than just like firing load of questions, because like, if you've heard, sometimes you've heard like 90% of the questions before,
Set piece answers.
and then you've got like a set piece for the answer, and then sometimes you think, well, I ain't going to say that again, or I'll say something else,
Yeah.
just for the sake of it, you know. So it's better to get, I think it's better to get it like,
Well, 1987 was, I think you said, Tony, just take year for the band.
yeah.
What do you think 1988's been like?
It's so far busy, really busy. I mean, it seems to have flown into it just goes from one year to the other, we don't even notice, you know. It's like
This is our, I don't know, so far everything's been really smooth.
yeah,
This
it's
is
been
like
flowing, right? Everything's flowing well at last.
We've had a bit of
Proper
sort of,
engineers and everything, no problems.
we've had a bit of a schedule been set for us, which is a bit of a...
It becomes a routine, which is, you know, like any form of routine, it's just not on. But the thing is, you do have to get the sound checks for certain times, and it does become a sort of routine. So it defeats the whole object of the thing itself, doesn't
I
it?
mean, like most people get in a band because they can understand the routine,
Clocking in and out.
daily sort of life or whatever. So it does end up as a routine, but I mean, like, what's paramount with us is like just the music.
Yeah, that's why we change the set around most of the nights, you know, so it's interesting, it keep an edge going, you know, yourself. Otherwise, routine again, you know? You have to change the music and move on all the time, otherwise we can bleed mad.
I think most people are familiar with the band's interest in spaghetti westerns.
Yeah.
But you're also interested in Steve Martin films. Why
Funny
particularly?
man, isn't he? He's a very funny man. And we've got a live video of him, he's a clown. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's another side of the band that is not very publicised. You know, that you tell jokes all the time and very humorous and
Oh yeah. I think we're very humorous at the moment, I tell you. That's another thing, the side of it though, it's just a private thing, you know, it's just stuck in a van with a load of blokes.
Gets you through the day, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to, one of the easiest things to do just to have a laugh is basically just
Take the piss.
take the piss, you know. Like, it just gets you through the day, doesn't it? I think everyone does it. You know, I bet even sort of teachers at school, you know, women them stern-faced bastards, you know. I bet when they all got in the staff room, right, and he's all taking the piss.
Go home and take the piss out of the wife's tits or something, you know.
But everyone, I think everyone needs a bit of humour just to lighten the load, doesn't it?
I think Carl once said there's so much to see and do in life, rather than staying in the same place all your life. What's next for the band after this tour?
Out of Europe.
Go to Europe, and after that, go to America again. So we'll get a week off for Christmas-ish, hopefully.
Yeah.
And then we'll be back recording, touring, you know. So we're booked up, you know, quite a lot now till January, aren't we? That's just total touring.
I mean, like since last year, we've known what we're going to be doing in 6 months' time, which is
advanced bookings.
It's all right.
Some of the halls are a lot bigger now. Because the crowd can't get into the little ones anymore, so you have to advance book everything, you know.
It's taking a bit of sort of
Shock. And it's not, you know, if you know what you're doing like up till January, then you just got to really get on with it, concentrate on it.
Will there be any new singles off the album?
No, we'll keep as minimum as possible that side of it.
I mean, we was a bit sort of wary about doing like one single of the album.
I like the idea of that.
So I mean, like, you know, seeing people like take
4 or 5,
I think it's really, really stupid. It's bad. It's bad for like. It's bad for the band. You know, I think it's bad for sort of
People are buying
the
it.
record business, if you like. You know what I mean? It just shows like it's just there for the money. You know, we're not there just to make money or anything like that. We'd rather not release something like twice. You know, and like if we're releasing a whole album like of singles as well. It's just taking the piss. Really.
Well, there's one thing I'd say that Moonchild, there was 2 versions of that on the 12 inch. I don't know what the 7 inch. Was that just the record company trying to push you further up the
No,
charts?
it's us because before the original 7-inch one, like, no, it's sort of cut and dry, but we wanted to extend it, you know, so at the ending it's quite different, it's a lot harder, and that's the sort of side, so we thought at least people could have a choice.
Yeah.
So we have choices again.
Okay then, feels enough then.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Right. So,
Can we go now?